All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome on into a game 3 match here. We've got the Link to the Past randomizer tournament for 2023. Gonna have a good little race tonight. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I hope everybody's been enjoying this past 2 months of crazy rando time here. On the left side of our screen tonight, we have got zelgadissan. Here on the right side, we've got Flipheal. They've both won one game. And it is time to see exactly who's going to take this game 3 and move on to through the rest of this tournament. My name's Dazed Cloud. I'm joined in the commentary booth tonight by the lovely Clear Mouse. How are you doing, miss?
Oh my gosh, Days. Can I just like sit here for the next hour and 30 minutes just to listen to you talk? Oh my gosh, I
I,
am so excited.
I might have put on the radio voice a little bit today, so I mean,
Oh,
we'll
it
see how it's all
sounds
going.
sounds amazing. You have definitely set the tone and the mood and the excitement for, as you mentioned, this is game 3. We have two very household names here, Zelga versus Flipheal. As you mentioned, this is a very important game 3. Winner gets to advance on to the round of 32. The person who does not win gets to enjoy their time playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yes.
I think looking at Zelga's you know, their start screen there, he had just whatever written on it, and I'm kind of going, you know what? I wonder if he maybe wants to be doing something else.
Maybe. Maybe it is, as a part of, I guess, the squall persona. Yeah, he's a very kind of like aloof person, says whatever a lot, because I think he tries to make it seem like he doesn't care, but really deep down he actually really does care about the integrity and everything.
That does seem kind of very much like him. And now on Flipheal's side, this piranha plant, I think he just likes to
Yeah,
bite
yeah.
things.
Yeah, you
Is
would
that what
think
we're going for?
maybe. I think he's trying to intimidate the wild shields out there. So like because Flipio I think has an aversion to those. So I think he just doesn't want to pick them up to begin with.
Yeah,
Sure.
that all kind of fits here. I see we got Zelga going ahead and just getting the going for the
Yeah.
tree pull there, getting some red 20s. Flipfield taking a little extra time, going and checking a bush crab, getting the 4 bomb drop off of that.
Yeah, this is
So
actually right. So this is actually really interesting because so Zelga ended up getting the it looks like maybe tier 2 or no maybe anyway he got right he got the first tier 2 pull, right, and then he got 80 rupees out of it, so that means he's gonna get money. He looks like he's actually setting up for another one. This is a shout outs to Zelga for using spoiler knowledge and some game knowledge in order to get the painting for another pull. So he's got plenty of money to kind of go around buy some bombs. Flipfield, on the other hand, did no true pulls earlier, but he ended up getting those bombs from the bushcraft, which Zelda did not check. So.
yeah, exactly. So he's
Mhm.
going to be able to do these bombs here. He did get he did get that tier 1 tree pull off of the finishing off the bush crab
Yeah,
there.
that's really
So
good. I mean, so certainly, so right, so Flipheal has knowledge of both things, right? I think Zelga's gonna get the knowledge when he goes to South Shore. That's my guess. Might be a little bit annoyed, just very slightly. They couldn't get it really kind of earlier, but you know what? Hey, look, there's 300. So we are suddenly very close to Zoro, buddy.
yeah,
Based
money
on
is
the three
not
pulls, then yeah.
money's not an issue all of a sudden. Zelga's just going to have to take a little bit of a, I don't know, we call it more circuitous route through Kakariko here, because he had to go down and buy the bombs to be able to check the chicken hut here, and also check the back of Blind's hut, which had nothing. And of course, spend a bomb, get a
Yeah,
bomb.
that's right. It's been a bomb. But literally, we can't even keep the other 2 bombs that were that were inside Chicken Hut because we had too many. But yeah, as you said, so we're gonna use a little bit more of a scenic route here in Kakariko on Zelda side. We do have a hook shot though here in the well. It's kind of nice.
Very nice there. That's going to be
Oh,
some things.
okay,
Let's
and a
add a
pearl.
moon pearl. Right.
Yeah, so bombs are at least pretty important. You certainly don't really want to leave that one behind, of
Mm.
all places.
Oh, definitely. I mean, at this point, skipping anything, as these guys have, I believe, already had happen at least once, can greatly
Ah,
affect what happens in the seed.
yeah, that's right. So all right, the certainly maybe there have been some local memories of Spiral Cave. Maybe let's say having that hook shot that kind of caused both of them to go into Hookless Swamp. that was
Good.
probably not a fun time for game one. But you know what? We have the hookshot now, so clearly we can actually skip Spiral Cave, right? That's how
Yeah,
logic works. Yeah.
exactly. No, we have the hook shot. The hook shot cannot be in Spiral Cave. Spiral Cave will have garbage today.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, speaking of, that's okay. So technically, so we are in, as we see, MC boss shuffle. So as the title mentioned, it is going to be some sort of boss shuffle. All of them are going to be present and accounted for with 3 duplicates, and then we have maps and compasses that are shuffled. Compasses are actually, when we talk about trash items, not actually completely worthless in this mode. The compasses, if you have them, will actually tell you the boss at the end of the dungeon. So no need to go all the way to the back of pod only to find out it's a Trinex and you don't have the ice rod.
Exactly. Yeah. Compasses are, well, something that we would actually call extremely, extremely useful for once.
Yes.
Which is a weird thing to say, but that
Mhm.
is that. And speaking of which, here, since Zelga had to go down south and pick up those bombs in Kakariko early, he didn't get to check race game. Flipheal just gonna go immediately and just do a blind check of race game right now. So. This could be a bit of a thing here for him. He's gonna get a boomerang and decide, yeah, you know what, let me go pick that up. But Zelga on the other side here into the escape sequence, picks up the Uncle Chest, gets himself a glove that is piece number 2 of what he needs to get into the Dark World.
Yeah, this is actually kind of important too, at least doing this front part. And no real permanent weapon. We do have a nice hook shot, but of course, Zelga and Flipheal, both veterans of this community, I think they have done their fair share of bomb escape, you know? So, pretty confident they're gonna be able to get through this thing.
I think they'll be alright.
Yeah, Flipheal also looks like he is probably a little bit more money conscious right now, thinking about, oh, you know what, I'm here, I got a free tier tree pull coming right at me. Gonna be more than set, basically, you know, to go get his Zora cash. Oh my gosh, dude, you see the strat with Zelga? Holy cow. Nice map, by the way.
Haven't seen that variation, honestly. Haven't seen that variation. Yeah, that one was pretty good. Flipheal gonna pick up his glove as well.
The stun prize is also money too, man. Okay, we are pretty much set for. Could I like take this seed and then like just use it in real life? I just stun a couple enemies and just get some cash. Seems like a pretty sweet gig, honestly.
Clear Mouse, how many enemies do you have?
I could make some enemies if it'll give me $20 for each one that I kill.
You have to kill every enemy is only worth $20 here. I'm kind of going. I'm not sure exactly if that's a good exchange rate here.
No, everybody has a price. Okay, mine just happens to be like, extremely low. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, can't really argue with that too much. All right, so Flipheal doing that's the
one that maybe is more familiar.
Yeah, that's the one that I've seen more often. There, that sort of setup for the guard here is we got green guard of annoyance there, sneaking through on Zelga's side. And that green guard just deciding he wants not to kill Zelga. Cool.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice
Somehow Zelga managed to sneak right on by, just a nonchalant type of sachet over to avoid the green guard, and the green guard's like, you know what, I can leave you alone.
Yeah, and that's all you needed apparently. So hey, cool, fantastic. Still.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, yeah, is that gonna be good? Yeah. Okay, it did get him.
Yeah, so maps and compasses are shuffled. Do not be confused by the fact that we actually did find a Manila Hyrule Castle map. I was gonna say, speaking of, there is the small key that we were kind of hoping that was gonna be Dark Cross, but looks like Zelga is gonna go right ahead and use it and then get the last item. Flipheal, I imagine, would do the same thing.
Oh man, those rats are picking up dropping bombs here for our runners today. So while this is going to be kind of annoying, this is also going to give you the chance to maybe refill your stuff here. All right, Zelga going to use a little bit of echolocation here and a little bit of just general game knowledge to figure out where exactly he is in the thing here.
Yeah. I mean, as I don't know how many main tournaments Zelga and Flipheal have both been in, but at this point, that's a very, very important bow. That's very out of logic, but also very probably necessary.
Yeah, that's not something you feel like skipping there for any means. That was
Mm-hmm.
actually also extremely quickly found with the no sword and no real way of telling where you are here. Let's see if Flipheal
Yeah.
goes for it as well. I assume he does, and yes, he
Mm-hmm.
does, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he does. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, of
like these
course he
guys.
does. I mean,
These
I'm
guys, I
skipping Dark
think.
Cross for no reason today. Ha! No, he's
I
not gonna
mean,
do that.
hey, this is a game 3. We got Flipheal and Zelga. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe one of them thinks they need to cut a corner, right, in order to kind of get an edge on the other person.
I mean, there's quarters cut, and then there's just I'm being ridiculous.
That
That
is
would
very
be an
true.
I'm
That's
being
very
ridiculous
true.
play.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if they know there's a guaranteed item here. They've got the key. They're literally like right there, and yeah. Dark Rooms at this point is not gonna be able to stop Zelga or Flipheal. Of course, Zelga also very prominent in spoiler log execution. Right, he actually was the 2022 SGL winner. Online from last year. So, if anything, he can get through basically anything with like low percent, lampless, fire, whatever, right? Like he is very, very good.
Yeah, no. He's quite talented. I know Flipheal on the other side here. I mean, he maybe not doesn't have the same sort of accolades as we finally get our Dark World access and a lamp to put Telethar in his place in chat there, saying it's slowing out of logic. What's out of logic now? No, I'm teasing, bud. But
What about that shield though? The shield's just gonna slow him down, especially Flipheal. He's probably like, angry at this point that he already has to pick up the fighter shield.
Everywhere.
But
all
you
right.
know what? This is but the shield, it gives you logical. Well, it just it makes your swamp entry a lot safer now, right? You can actually use it. See, there was Flipheal's bomb.
Yep.
No,
Yep. I mean, one of those things where it's just kind of going that way for you. But what I was gonna say about Flipheal is I know he's been grinding NMG at some point here, and I want to say he's up to sub 125 or something like that. Like he's pulled some crazy stuff there. I've seen some of his stats and things, and it's just like, dang, dude. Playing a lot.
Flipheal is certainly like, as you mentioned, like he doesn't have as many accolades, as Zelga, but like holy hell, you can't sleep on him at all. Like, I mean, we're here in top 64, and every year, it's like the field just gets like more and more stacked, right? It's like, and it's really like you can just make brackets. It's really kind of like already pretty scary.
Right. Okay. So it's not sub 125, but it's in the 125s, which I mean. That's
runner is still really,
it's
it's very, very
yeah,
impressive.
that's a ridiculous time is what it is. I mean, like I think I'm still around a sub one. I think I'm around a sub 140 just because I never do NMG ever.
Yeah,
I've done it once like 3 years ago, and then I was like, yeah, that's not for me. But
all right. So speaking of out of logic, we actually have like no flippers in sight anywhere because you can actually see without the lamp. So these are completely out of logic. Nothing really to write home about, but we actually do have a red potion for what it's worth.
And now we're talking about how you might want to take a slightly different route, maybe do a little bit different. Zelga taking this all the way to Zora, gonna get the eyes of that cape on the ledge there, gonna pay his money.
Yeah, so I think he can sequence break it if he wants to, right? He has a bow and he's got some bombs.
Yeah, no, he can totally do that. But Flipheal on the other side, he got through Ice Rod Cave and then just decided, you know what, that's good. I'm not going to do that. And sure enough, yeah, Zelka's going to go ahead and he's going to grab this cape because, he doesn't know at the moment where his things are going to be, and that was an interesting little. I mean, I'm seeing all sorts of like I would call them like non-standard setups here from Zelga, as I didn't talk about Hype Cave because Hype Cave had nothing in it on Flipheal's side. But yeah, it's cool stuff, and it looks like, well, we've even got more divergences. If I'm not mistaken here, Zelga is gonna go to the Village of Outcasts area here as we get our first information of the day, saying that Skull Woods and Turtle Rock are our 5/6 crystals.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, there is Actually, yeah, good amount of divergence, and I think the fact that Zelga picked up the cape, albeit out of logic, maybe that kind of pushed him over basically to this particular part of the Dark World to start, right? Because now you can kind of get eyes on Bumper Cave, right? You sequence broke out the cave. If there is something on Bumper Ledge, actually could be quite the momentum propeller, right? In order to, yeah.
Very much. I was also kind of wondering if, after spending all that money on Zora, a lot of times if you start south at the Hype Cave area there, you can be tempted to go for an early pod play, and well, Zelga didn't have the money for that at that time. So
Yeah, and then,
maybe that's what he was going for there. It's kind of hard to say.
what is Zelga doing here without the fire rod, man? Talk about your like non-standard, like setups. I don't, is this even the the Zelga that I recognize? I think this might be, new for 2023.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's kind of, shout outs to Big Dunk, I guess, here, as Flipheal does a lot of digs to get a whole lot of nothing there. So starting at Hype Cave for Flipheal, they're not really paying out, giving a whole lot of, I guess, what are we saying here? Checks that he knows nothing else can be in. We'll call it that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. When you have eliminated eliminated everything, whatever is left, right? No matter how improbable, has to be your progression. So. That's exactly what Flipheal's doing. He is just eliminating all the possible locations before finding progression.
I mean, apparently, the secret to this game is last locating very, very quickly.
Yes,
so,
I have also heard of that.
Let's just do that as fast as you can here. As we're gonna get our first look there at the lumberjack check on Flipheal's side, as looks like he's going to be heading up towards the mountain there.
Yeah.
Lumberjack is a piece of heart, so no Aga today, thankfully. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we do have the hook shot, so we can actually, potentially, get some good, like hook speed, but we have to find the boots first. That's kind of a hard requirement, in my opinion, if you're gonna, force an Aga seed here on us.
Yeah, true. As also on one of the few items that we have found out of Cold Woods so far, it looks like we have found the Ether Medallion and a big key, so we're gonna have to do a swordless bomb jump here, which is gonna go great.
Yes, I have every confidence in Zelga. We did end up finding, by the way, the 3 bombs. We found 3 bombs in the map chest of Skullwood, so that is item number 2. And so one of the, of course, understanding pieces, of maybe Zelga heading over to do some more dungeons early on, because the maps and compasses are shuffled. All of a sudden,
I kind of thought that might happen there because I saw the hook shot and I'm like, if that Moldorm decides to just go behind him, yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Moldorms are never kind. But Zelga's working really hard in this case in order to get the extra 2 items that are potentially here in the in Skullwood somewhere.
Yeah, and I think that right there, that was about a 50-50 on that being a small key, and unfortunately that was a small key in the big chest there for Zelga. So we've got that is right. Boss has a guaranteed item at this point. You get to see what the boss is at some point as well.
Yeah, I don't think we ended up seeing a compass. At least I don't remember coming across one. But yeah, we're unfortunately not going to be able to see what the boss is in Skullwoods. At least not on Zelga's side for quite some time. Maybe he chooses to go back with a fire rod. But we still kind of need one more, very important piece of weaponry, which is, a sword, in order to get back there as well. Wouldn't it be kind of nice to get one?
Right. It would be really nice here. I'm looking at Flipheal right now, trying to see if Paradox Cave is going to be the secret to this, as we are remembering. Oh God, yeah, that's right. I picked up a boomerang, though those don't kill it. Let me try the hook shot instead.
Yeah, it was a really great arrow usage. Though, to hit that switch, like everything still kind of just landed for him.
Yep. And man, so Paradox Cave, no. The answer to that was just flat no, nothing. Also nothing here. North Hype Cave, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, we did for what is probably like half magic, which is kind of nice, we don't really have a weapon that consumes magic currently, but when we do eventually get that fire rod, we'll be real happy.
And guess we're gonna go into Thieves Town, of course, on Zelga's side here. Flipheal's gonna make his way over to Tower of Hera right now, as we're gonna get to find out exactly, really quick, probably 2 of our bosses, I'm imagining, here. As we know that Thieves Town is a crystal, because we've got a giant C up on the top of top left of his thing, and I did not look at the boss on Flipheal's side.
that was too fast. Yes, I agree.
Let's grab that compass. Got to grab that compass in this mode here. It's a compass for pod, which is
that's
very important.
Oh, Zelga, good decision, dude. We got the boots. And a fire rod. Holy cow. Okay. Suddenly, we may not be. Well, okay. So back at Thieves Town and Boss Shuffle is really like one of the least popular locations for people to go to. Probably even less so the Catfish. Given that we have the boots and fire rod up front, we may not actually see the back.
I want to say that was 3 items up front there. I want to say that there was also bombs, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So all right, just like that, we are, as Tracy that says that in chat, we have 1 boss remaining that we cannot beat.
Ooh, is it the one that's normally in Turtle Rock days?
That is the one in Turtle Rock, yeah. So Zelga going ahead.
So we've never seen a surprise Trinex before, right? When, we might have needed that ice rod? Never. And
Zelga's just going to say there is no such thing as the back of Thieves Town. Thieves Town is an extremely fast dungeon right now, as we've got a whole bunch of Moldorms.
Yeah, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what your viewpoint is, these are going to be the only 2 Moldorms that we're going to see in the entire game. Happens to be, almost side by side. But, with the hammer, they are really no problem for either the Piranha Plant or Squall, so.
Exactly. Moldorm goes squish, Moldorms give crystals.
Yeah.
And, man, I mean, if the mini Moldorms give, what, pieces of crystal? I mean, is that what rupees are?
Oh, like crystal
shards? That's what
shards?
rupees are, right?
Yeah.
Crystal shards. Oh, okay, there we are.
Yeah. You ever
Makes
seen
sense,
Nasha? Yeah. Although that might be too many crystal shards though for us to complete, honestly. So we don't have all night, Flipheal needs to kind of hurry his way over to Thieves Town so he can go get his boots. Although for what it's worth, we don't really have a sword yet. So Flipheal, while he might be a bit more annoyed at the fact that he'll get boots a little bit later, but it's not like we have a sword to really like speed things up.
Yeah, no, I mean at this point there is a big question of the swords are where? As Flipheal is setting up a good. He put himself in baby jail on purpose because he was actually in the right place for a moment there. But he's at this point trying to go. Okay, I need this much health to make it safely through this next room with the mini Moldorms who do a heart of damage, because sometimes they do that. And gets through.
Yes.
Yep. And finds out that down in the bottom is a map to Misery Mire, which. Yeah, that's a I want to cry moment right there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be worse. It could be like the map to like GT or something, right? It always could be worse, maybe.
Technically, it's a map to some place that you have not been, so it has some value if you squint and look at it in the right way.
That's right. Not just immediately furl it up and and toss it away.
I mean, not use it as a burrito wrapping. Yes, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. That's kind of where we're going with that.
All right, well, picking up those. Yeah, we are not skipping the Spiral Cave today on Flipheal side. We're the hook shot.
We are going for a walk, and it's gonna be a little bit. And Zelga on the other side is going for a run through the Dark World here, and we're not even going to go to the pyramid. We are going directly to the pod area. And
very, very interesting. Oh, we have we have knowledge. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of an interesting medallion. So we have knowledge of all 3, right? We did pick up Ether in the front of Skull Woods. We saw Quake on Spec Rock, so mirror locked, and then now we just picked up Bombos on Flipheal side for Spiral Cave. So medallions getting in shouldn't be an issue, but it's kind of also like do we actually need these things?
I mean, we know we need one for Turtle Rock. but we don't know the other ones. So yeah, we're gonna have to see exactly what goes on there.
Oh man, very very intense music for pod here. So, and as you mentioned, actually, you know, Flipheal is actually the one with the pod compass, right? Like, because he went to Hera first and got it out of the basement cage. So when Flipheal comes here, he's gonna be able to kind of check real quick what the boss is. Zelga, so he has the bow and he has the hammer in order to get to the back of pod. I think he might take his chances. Honestly, you just hope that it's not Trinex.
I mean, yeah, at some point you're just gonna play the odds there and go, okay, so Trinex can be back there, but yeah, he's probably not.
Yeah.
They-
We just gotta hope in this case that, you know, everything's fine. But yeah, of course, the benefit of Flipheal is that he's gonna be able to check and not necessarily invest like the 2 minutes or whatever it is in order to get back there.
Right. I mean, Flipheal's got a little bit better of a situation there. I mean, but he does have, you know, this same sort of issue about to show up here, and actually, he's in a little bit worse of a shape, just without having that fire rod. If it turns out to be a cold stare, he's got a Bombos medallion that he can't use at the moment because he's got no sword.
Yes. Maybe Eastern will bail him out. And have, you know, 3 swords in here for him. Oh, you only do need 1, I understand. Or, you know, we'll just be unpleasantly surprised if there's like a Bombos medallion on the floor or something, and then suddenly we'll have lots of questions for our developers.
I mean, yeah, that would be one of those where we're going, wait a minute, did you guys sneak something else in here? You're supposed to tell us when you do that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's a sword!
Or it was simple, and there's a sword just sitting in the map chest of the Eastern Palace, and Flipheal, now, all of a sudden, many of his bosses become much less of a problem.
Yeah, so right now, that sword is actually really quite nice. As you said, like, having that very first sword, you know, boots or not, like, suddenly your life becomes, like, immensely easier. He may not be, you know, super happy with the fact that he's on Fighter's sword, maybe facing down a cold stare, but it, you know, as you also mentioned, it is also not possible for him to actually defeat the boss.
Yeah. I mean, look, you'll take a bad fight if it means you don't have to walk all the way back there.
Yeah, especially in Flipheal's position, he's literally walking, right, or whatever, pedaling. I don't know what, you know, whatever he is on a plan, right?
Locomotion is being achieved, and we shouldn't really ask why, because that will just lead you into Lovecraft land. I think. Don't worry about it.
True. Yeah, you know, one of the variants that we've always, you know, held true in our world is that plants, you know, cannot move, and suddenly, you know, our sense of reality certainly has certainly been very warped.
Yeah, things get real weird real quick there. But we've got both runners here making their way through the dark areas of the back of their respective dungeons right here. Zelga is going to be the first to show us what the boss is in pod. Flipheal is going to show us here pretty soon what we've got waiting for us back here in Eastern.
As soon as he can possibly get there after getting the big key chest without boots. Yes.
Who is it? Oh, this is
oh my gosh, we're even swordless. Yeah, so you know, arguably Vitreous is actually a bit harder, you know, with that, when he's not in Dungeon 6, right, in his home, because there's no, like, all of these do 4 sorts of damage somehow, right? And you don't have that nice little 1 heart of damage groove that is quote unquote protecting you.
I think the spike is protecting him a little bit, but yeah, he's gonna. It's time for Zelga to be like, you know what? That's enough of the softening up stage, and I'm going to stop getting hit by these and just hide. Yeah, this went extremely well for him.
Yeah, Zelga.
Might want to let him out though.
Very, very impressive fight here on Zelga's side.
It's eating his arrows.
Some of these bows are.
Yeah, the spikes were eating his arrows there. That Vidi in the pod boss land is not fun here. That was a great fight there. Gets a book, gets a second crystal as Flipheal comes into his fight.
Oh, Lambos in Eastern Palace! I'm so excited.
Yeah,
you were saying something about NMG. Yeah, dude, forget the fire rod. Okay, it's a big curse here.
The moment I saw it, I knew you were gonna start freaking out, and you did not disappoint. It's all good. It's all good.
I would expect absolutely no less from a 125 runner in order to, adeptly use the bow here in order to take down his enemy.
I mean, you could have done that. Now, unfortunately for Flipheal, he did just get a pendant out of that. But, you know, he's got a sword.
He's got a sword. That's actually very, very important, yes.
You know, that the true prize of this of that dungeon was the sheer fact that I can now swing something at enemies and hit them with it.
Yeah, it looks like actually Flipheal is just diving straight into pod as well. So actually, armed with that sword and with bombos, I think and of course he has a compass, right? It's much higher confidence he's going to be able to go and beat this boss. It is just going to be a little bit unfortunate, of course, if we just see Zelga make the decision to go into Thieves Town early and get the boots. But, from Flipheal's perspective, right, we're an ice rod away basically from, being able to potentially complete this dungeon. We're going to get a Master Sword on Flipheal's side soon.
Yeah, no, the big question for Flipheal is, I mean, at some point those boots are actually going to be a thing. And you assume that probably after beating Pod, he's going to head over towards that area unless mitts show up here somewhere, because mitts have not shown up yet, and eventually we're going to need the mitts. And if mitts show up, that might change some things as we get our compass to Desert Palace.
And Ice Palace, for that matter. Like, suddenly this back of pod is just like back of Compass Land.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
That's what it's giving us here as no mitts there. Wow, that's a lot of information.
That's a lot of maps. Dude, is this map shuffles? Because that map check was pretty much like complete.
Yeah, I think at some point Flipheal would just probably look down at his tracker and went, "Wait, do I know everything? I know everything."
Amazing.
That's wild. So yeah, we got a green pendant today sitting in Ice Palace. We've got a red pendant sitting in Misery Mire. So that Misery Mire map that Flipheal went to the basement of Hera for is paid out, I guess.
That's actually true. Yeah. So because as you mentioned, we have all knowledge of our pendants and crystals. So we actually may not see that flute show up, which not maybe like the best of news, right? Because that means we can't really overworld travel that well. But once you do see it show up, you are also maybe not the most excited about thinking about maybe I need to go dip mire.
Yeah, I mean, in this mode, dipping mire becomes a little bit more valuable just because there's going to be 2 extra items hiding in it. I mean, there's 2 extra items hiding in every single one of the dungeons, so keeping track of what you found and what you haven't found is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
We'll see here. I mean, we're going to need a flute to actually show up and not be in GT for any of that to actually be a thing. As a mushroom acquired for Flipheal there off of the pod big key chest. Gonna work way through the rest of this here, probably get his pod big key, and then I think he already knows who the boss is, so he might just head directly back there. I don't know though. I mean, if you know that it's Viddy back there, you might check the rest of the chest first.
Yeah. He did make a very early check, I think, in shooter room when he first came in, and I was able to catch that it was something green, but Flipheal obviously knows what it is, so. As you mentioned though, like, and I was actually going to ask you earlier, right? So let's just say that you were first coming to this dungeon, in Zelga's position, right, with no sword and whatever, and then you find out his victory. It's like, would you go back there? Like, maybe. But then suddenly, if you you find a sword, you find maybe a master sword. Now you're not so sad, maybe, about going back there.
Yeah. I mean, Zelga set himself up so well in that one corner there. I kind of wondered if he was getting extra damage off of hitting it with the hammer onto the spikes or something. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I might be just imagining things there, but either way, I mean, he'd had a great fight. Flipheal's going to have... we're going to call it maybe a slightly easier fight, but yeah, it's kind of hard to say exactly.
It will be a 2-sword difference for what it's worth. So yeah, like Flipheal might, just have some either like, some combination of like mental and physical comfort, right? Just just having the sheer fact that we have, something familiar to be able to use, right? As opposed to kind of be more thinking on your feet.
Right. I mean, yeah, being able to have that sword there, and the sword will definitely 100% put things into spikes without having to worry about that. So that could make things a little bit easier. I mean, thing is, we're still on green mail. Vidi
We are
hits
still on green mail.
extremely hard. So, you make a hiccup, it could, your day could go poorly.
Yeah,
But
even many NMG runners, like, technically, like, even on Tempered Sword, 7 hearts is considered, like, comfortable, quote unquote. I mean, you want more than 7 hearts,
yeah.
and, like, the fact that, as you said, everything does 4 hearts of damage for the eyes, it's kind of like a false sense of security, right? You have a little hiccup, and suddenly, you're taking, like, kind of like a 1-2 combo, and then you are really in a very uncomfortable position.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but this is gonna be good for Flipheal. As you said, he saw the boss, gonna do the rest of the checks, and he's gonna be very happily rewarded with Master Sword here in Harmless Always.
Kind of one of those where if he had found the cape right now, you'd just go, oh, okay, now Vidia's question is nothing. But new check for Zelga,
Very,
assuming
very
Bedrock's.
soon, we're gonna get that. Yep, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get the check.
All right, well let's hop over here. Find out that it's a red boomerang, just the red boomerang on Ether tablet. So Flipheal not going to get nailed there. Now Zelga's turn to go and deal with Tower of Hera here. So we're going to have a few more bosses going on. Now the big question is I think for Zelga, his next question is a little bit more difficult because his next question is, are you wanting to go to the Eastern Palace area, or are you going to want to go to do Catfish and Pyramid? Because I want to say those are the only places he has remaining. Flipheal, it's easy. He's going to go to Village of Outcasts because, I mean, you're going to go to Village of Outcasts. Oh, we do have Skullwood's boss. That is right as well.
Yeah, that's right. Zelga had already kind of made it. That was a actually very well-timed bomb. Just made it in time. And of course, Zelga's picking up all the stuff for Pod after he has already beaten Pod. Very useful.
And I want to say quick thank you to the chat there for reminding me. Yes, also Desert. We also have Desert and Dazed. You have not been doing this for a while.
Okay, it's still pretty early in the morning, honestly. So.
I didn't have my coffee this morning. That's my excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the weekend, honestly. Like, we should, no one should be actually asked to be doing, anything on the weekend.
Students fry brain all week. It's all good. All right, so, Flipheal, how are you gonna handle this there? That's a good way.
Yeah, it looks like Flipheal was kind of also trying to find himself like a little, happy corner to kind of nestle himself into, but yeah, it looks like it was not actually going to work. But he's doing, as you said, a pretty good job of doing the spins and avoiding some damage, so he's just going to do a little bit more cleanup. And then,
okay, I wouldn't stand there, but I mean, you do you.
Yeah, all right, okay, we're good, yeah.
Okay, now, yeah, he's gonna have to be a little careful here with the. He's gonna using the spike knockback there.
Yeah, definitely much nicer with that sword.
All right, gets his thing, and goes all the way through here.
Yeah, that's right. Zelga also reminding us that, or at least me, that Cape also does puts by Cave and Logic, especially with that half magic extension.
All right, moving on here. What do we got? It's a time for Zelga to run to Desert, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna go chase progression. Seems like a good plan. Let's chase progression.
Yeah, and the fact that Zelga did a quick map check, I'm gonna assume that he saw what Eastern was. I guess I'm not quite sure. Maybe he doesn't know yet. I was actually thinking that if he knows that Eastern is a pendant, it actually might deter him, from going over there, because who wants to do a pendant dungeon, right? We are also very much aware of the fact that Flipheal is up one sword over Zelga, and there's certainly been many a case where a sword has actually made quite the difference in terms of a race results.
waiting for these statues to move all the way across the way here, as we're gonna, yeah, we're headed for a quick little pedestal check. Ooh, fun times. See if that Eastern pendant really is gonna pay off for Flipheal today. He's gonna make this walk, continue walking, find out it's a piece of love.
It is just a piece of hearts.
Oh, well, at least I have a sword advantage.
That's right. That's right. And so as a Flipheal, has been playing probably for long enough to realize, especially for an opponent like Zelga, while there is the bow here, Eastern may not be, the location that Zelga has been, harping and praying to go to. We did get a map check. We are looking at that ice rod. Well, actually, no. We're actually looking at a lack of ice rod in our inventory, and we are actually now looking on the entirety of the rest of Hyrule for where that ice rod is potentially.
Okay, so everything that I had just said about mitts, we can now add into ice rod as well, because all those places that could have the mitts probably do that.
So it looks like actually the boots are actually hard required in this game. All the way, you know what? Because here they are with the mitts. I mean, not the boots didn't lead to the mitts, but they definitely led to the big key, on Desert Torch. But Zelga knows there's nothing on Desert Ledge for him. He doesn't need 20 more rupees, and he cannot kill the boss currently. So we are gonna just take a quick detour from at least collecting our next crystal.
Yeah, exactly. Here's we're gonna go check Agina's cave and try to figure out here if we're gonna have a little bit of stuff to do, because those mitts. Yeah, I mean, logically, there's not a ton. That, I mean, is like, if you want, you can go ahead and break into Ice Palace, which would be a play, but I don't think Zelga has that information here. We are heading towards. We're heading towards.
Looks like it's gonna be Eastern. Yeah, maybe in this case, Zelga does not have knowledge of the prize of Eastern. So at least he may not be happy once he sees the pendant drop, but he'll at least he'll get a Master Sword out of this.
Yeah. We're gonna have to see there as we get a nice little dash through as we find out Ice Palace is our thing. They're always. It's always kind of nice there where you aim that directly off to the side and it just gets works. You all set there. But get some boots on Flipheal's side. Get your fire rod. Start going through the rest of the seed here. You're gonna have go get your ether medallion up from the north side, and then, man, on Flipheal's side, I'm trying to figure out exactly what do we do. What should we do what should we do after this? Are we gonna take the north route over to Catfish and see if it's got anything?
Yeah, well, so he hasn't done Skull Woods yet, in the entirety, right? So I think that seems like a very natural place for him to go, and he also does, of course, knowledge of everything in terms of prizes. Yeah. I'm
just kind of wondering, is he going to go ahead and just basically, save and quit out there, or are we gonna kind of go from all of that? It's a tricky one for sure. Yeah. I mean, I imagine there might be a save and quit just because running all the way to Catfish from Skull Woods. That's a minute. It's a full minute at the best.
Yeah. At the same time, I don't know. There's never a good time to go to Catfish, right? It's just one of those completely out of the way locations that no one really wants to, ever kind of try to slot in the time for. But speaking of though, we are actually in the back of Thieves Town on Flipheal's side. So
we are, aren't we? I didn't even realize that for a minute. I was just like, oh yeah, right. We didn't have to do this.
Yeah. So he actually also did the map check or the boss check for this dungeon, and he did find out that it was Moldorm. So 100% we can as we also saw on Zelga's side, we can also just defeat this boss and leave with the crystal. It looks like Flipheal, maybe, this is maybe a consequence of his decisions, is, he has certainly has a lot less open to him than when Zelga first came over here to the Village of Outcasts. You know, so maybe
Yep.
he thinks that this is going to be more value to him now.
Well, he's got one more check remaining that if has something interesting, and at this point, let's be honest, if something interesting would be Samaria or the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
10 arrows is
It
not
is 10
it.
arrows.
So,
yeah, so in this case, it looks like Zelga at least is not going to be too punished, assuming he doesn't, come back. So they're actually kind of like a nice little slash strat here. You know, again, as you mentioned, 125 NMG runner, really going to be able to, good to see some of these things.
as that one Stalfos just decides that I don't want to die to the hammer, and then Flipheal hits him a second time with the hammer and dies.
Speaking of hammer, yes, thank you, Hitbox.
Surprisingly difficult boss occasionally in the wrong room. I mean, difficult. I mean, he's not going to kill you, but he's going to make you very annoyed. There, but he takes him down there for sure. So.
Yeah. I mean, we're actually making quite a good amount of progress. The Flipheal has just picked up, in this case, his third crystal. And he had one early pendant, which Zelga's going to pick up right now. So as basically Flipheal makes his way probably like to Skullwoods and such, honestly things are looking, kind of even between the two.
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of comes down to exactly where is our next little thing of progression, as Zelga does not know about that he's about to get a pendant here. Flipheal's gonna have the ability to go and finish off whatever our friend is gonna be here in Skullwoods. But yeah, I mean, I don't exactly know what Zelga's next play is gonna be. Mountain would make sense in my head, but I mean, hard to say exactly.
Yeah, he might do a quick King's Tomb check, maybe. That is something that also opened up with the myths. Did we also do Bonk Rocks, actually? Did we do any of the boost checks?
Zelga did Bonk Rocks, but
Okay,
I mean, I remember him doing it. That's as much as I can say about it. It was not important.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. No need to, to keep any mental energy in order to try and remember, all the stuff that we don't need in the seed.
Exactly. Shout outs to the 46-minute race game check here over on Zelga's side.
Right. That's a great point. That's actually pretty hilarious. Yeah, Zelga, again, just one of those early consequences where he did the triple, got the money, said, okay, I'm just going to go buy bombs later, and then, decided to not check race game because it would have been another trip back.
Yeah, no, I respect this, and it didn't burn him, which was, always kind of a nice feeling. Flipheal taking a little bit of extra time here. He had to go over to the big key chest there to go grab a small key so he could come in through this way here, make sure that he didn't get locked out in some sort of weird, all of the items are kind of up front and driving you crazy sort of situation here.
Yeah, and of course Flipheal, kind of on the other hand, is going to be saving a little bit of time because, well, he's here with a Master Sword versus Zelga's Zero Sword, and probably doesn't have to struggle as much, basically, trying to get a maneuver around the front or, bomb jumping, to the big chest. As
we get the very smoothly done bomb jump there by Flipheal, because yeah, like you mentioned, the sword makes a difference.
Yeah, just a tiny bit,
Yep. Got a, what was that? That was the magic bat check over there on Zelga's side. They're giving him yet another heart. He's up to 13 hearts. He's very healthy at this point. Doesn't have particularly good clothes, but healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, right now, I think Zelga is, as the more healthy he has, the more he's wondering, where the heck is my mirror? We need we need some quick way in order to get out of a dungeon.
I mean, yeah, the biggest thing that I'm kind of thinking about here is I would say Zelga's definitely still got the lead, because those boots that he got earlier there, you can kind of see they're basically in the same dungeon at the same time right now. But the thing is Zelga's already been down to the Desert Palace area there. He has the mitts, so his next decision after this is going to be, what sort of mitts related check do I want to do? Do I want to do Smiths? Do I want to go up to the top of the mountain there and figure this out? As it turns out that I've been not paying attention to Flipheal absolutely destroying his friends. They're the with the worms.
I don't really think they're his friends, but we did get a bee out of it, which is definitely a friend. So
Bees are friends, exactly. Okay, so I misplaced the word "friend" in that sentence.
Right. That's
all good.
Yeah, but you also do bring up actually a very good point. In addition to kind of Flipheal not being over Desert Palace area, he also hasn't done Zora, right? That's kind of like where, or like some of the water checks, and that's also where Zelga ended up getting his cape.
Yeah, I mean the problem for Flipheal, I'd say right now, is that he has found a whole bunch of things. The problem is Zelga's not leaving him any sort of openings as he finds the flute, which opens up something else.
Yeah, so I guess that does open up the mire area, but yeah, it's maybe a blessing and a curse, to order to see that flute.
Yep. That is. We'll see. Is it bait? That's the question. Is it bait?
Very good point.
So Flipheal's going to show us again that this Bonk Rocks check was absolutely nothing. Yes, it's a map.
That's right. Yeah.
And alright, Zelga picks up his flute, and I mean, you activate the flute just because it's the flute, and you can move a lot faster with it than you can without it.
Ooh, is this going to be a costume check on Zelga's side? This is a very good time to do so.
If you're going to do it, you should do it now, and yep, that's when he's going.
Yeah, kind of also another consequence of not having the mirror. I mean, not that you would probably do much else, over from the back of Skullwoods, but this is also one of those times where you're going to see a lot of save and quits, because once you're in the Dark World, you can't get back to the Light World. Oh, that's, you know what, talk about the sword difference, for, basically for Flipheal and Zelga. Flipheal, someone was up 2 swords over Zelga's 0, and now suddenly Zelga's on Tempered.
Yeah, that's a very skippable sword on Flipheal's side. That's a problem. We have not found silver arrows yet, so when we get further into this game without finding another sword, yeah, that could be a huge deal, because you're talking about the difference between doing a silverless Ganon fight, silverless Master Sword fight, or a silverless Tempered Sword fight. And
yeah,
the difference between those two is 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how bad you're doing that day.
How well practiced you are, yes.
I mean, even well practiced, it's slow.
Yeah. There's absolutely no denying that. And as you did point out, right? Like, so also kind of once you kind of activate the flute, you are going to be able to use the flute a lot more, as opposed to maybe saving quitting. If you're in the Light World, the less you save and quit, the fewer opportunities, in this case, that you're going to be able to start from Sank, and then make that King's Tomb check really nice and easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like at this point, we'll have to see if Flipheal gets to that. You kind of hope he does, as both runners were on the screen at the same time. Both runners are continuing to be on the screen at the same time. Zelga has left the screen.
Yeah, Zelga now is in the reverse. He's in the dark version, of Light World. So we do have Quake, which I guess is good news for now. It is mirror locked, because we just see that on top of Spec Rock. We can't actually get in quite yet, but of course, unless maybe the mirror is just sitting right here.
You tried. You tried.
I did.
That was almost there for sure. Okay, so the difference between these two is gonna be slight, though. I mean, Zelga's definitely got the lead, but it's not a commanding one by any means. We're talking minutes.
No.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, with a few more extra checks, though. That's the big thing. With a few more extra checks thrown in.
Yeah, and the thing is that we're still missing that very elusive Ice Rod, which has made a difference, in a seed or two, when people are searching for that thing.
Do you want to bet it's Internal Rock again?
Oh no. Laser Bridge? Is that a seed favorite location?
It's going to be a vanilla Trinex with a ice rod on Laser Bridge, so you can feel incredibly bad the entire walk down there. That's going to be the way it is there. I don't know. We'll see. All right. We got a bombos on top of Turtle Rock, so we can enter, and if it's not a Trinex, we can not do anything else with it because we don't have Samaria yet.
Mm-hmm.
Was getting ahead of myself there, but I caught myself mid-sentence, so I didn't sound as dumb.
Well, you know, we're just actually gonna find Samaya right here in Hookshot Cave, and then or Super Bunny, and then you know we're gonna be able to go right in.
Honestly, that's extremely likely. Or it's going to be,
Yeah,
I mean, because
yeah,
we're missing a lot, actually,
yeah,
still.
and we're kind of down to actually just very few locations of this one. Like collectively, we have not checked Catfish, right?
Yeah,
Other than
yeah,
that,
Catfish,
what else have we not
Pyramid.
checked? Pyramid,
Catfish,
yes.
Pyramid. Those are the two that are sticking out to me in the Dark World. We haven't done Smith Chain. All of Smith Chain is available.
Yeah, that's big. Yep. Yeah, these are real great options, by the way. Without that mirror.
Super fun.
Yeah.
You know, highly recommend it. That's why both of these guys have been flying towards it right now.
Yeah.
And especially speaking of flying, as Flipheal takes off and he's going to go check the Meyer area just to find out what's there. Zelga is getting a mirror, finally, a mirror up on the mountain, so he can go get that Quake, and now he can get into Misery Mire.
That's actually a really good point. We just have to save and quit one. Oh no, we can actually just run over there now.
Yeah, well, this time we don't have to do anything special. We can actually run through these Lionels with that super fancy sword that he's got. Oh right, and oh wait, no, he has. What am I saying? He's gonna go for the. He's gonna go for that basement. Gotta get that Meyer information on his side there. I don't think he's got the... This is actually somewhat helpful for him. Gonna give him this. And actually, you know, I think at this point, we're gonna have a pretty good idea exactly where these two runners stand on... as far as, like, the race goes here. Because this is a minute of Zelga just dancing in the corner here.
Yeah, but it looks like he's also on he's also on break, so he's gonna just chill out a bit with his, evening decaf coffee.
You can't dance the entire time here. Is all right. Flipheal's gonna go get his red boomerang, so you know, good for him.
Yeah. You're gonna get his you know what, but this is very like a heads up on Flipheal's side, because he knows he has no mirror, right? I'm sure he wants to go do Dark Death Mountain stuff, but he knows that once he's there, he's basically gonna be stuck, right? So he's gonna come over here, check Ether Tablet, and then run back. He of course does not know about the mirror that's just sitting in Hookshot Cave, but this is his contingency plan.
Yep. And now Zelga does have another option here that Flipheal does not. I'm curious to see if he takes it. He has the ability to go into Spike Cave. It's really out of logic, but not going to do that because that's a silly idea for silly people. All right. Instead, it is time for Misery Mire and the 4 checks within, possibly, depending.
Yeah, depending on... Right, so we already know of one Trinex, right? We do not know of another one. Trinex can be certainly back there in Mire, and it could certainly hold the last item. But yeah, at least 3 items should be available to us.
Oh, apparently Zelga has done.
Zelga, right? Zelga did Spike Cave. He had the cape earlier, so he did it at some point after Hera. He got 10 bombs out of it. Oh, I thought actually you were referring to Flipheal when you said doing Spike Cave. And
okay.
Yeah, Flipheal definitely does not have enough to go to Spike Cave.
Yeah, okay, never mind then. Well, Flipheal, won't be able to do it anyway, so that makes his decision extremely interesting.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone has actually found the compass to Turtle Rock either, so, if they did, it could have been just very convenient to kind of hop in and then check out the boss and then see what it is.
It's just like, do I need anything additional for this, or is this probably where my ice rod is?
Oh, yeah. And we do know the last item is on Landmo, or not Landmo, Trinex, right, in Desert? So if we do have the ice rod, that is going to be one available item for us.
I would say, yeah. I think so. I believe.
Okay.
I mean, that mirror... that late mirror just is never a fun time here, because you're just trying to figure out what to do. Now Flipheal deciding not to pick up the Quake medallion, so his idea is not to do what Zelga's doing. Instead, we are going to go check some mirror things. Now, this is good for Flipheal because it'll fix his sword advantage, the Zelga's sword advantage. But we don't know what if Zelga's going to find anything in Mire. And if Zelga does, well, then we're starting to talk about a large difference in time between these two. Or we're gonna go Smith Chain. Actually, forget what I said earlier. It's Smith Chain.
I was actually thinking he would maybe do, Graveyard Ledge, into King's Tomb, into potentially, Catfish. Flipheal also, I believe, is, probably very capable of sequence breaking out some of the water checks as well. So, it's actually kind of also pretty efficient to do, right? Mirror right at Catfish, do the rest of the Zora stuff. He's got more than enough money to do so as well.
Yeah, no, I actually, to be honest, this does make sense from Flipheal's side. He'll have K45, he'll have Bombo's tablet and everything else. He'll have Ice Rod.
He's gonna have the Ice Rod right here. What did Zelga do? What?
Zelga hook-shotted when he shouldn't have hook-shotted.
That pattern of blocks suddenly did not look correct.
Okay, so we are a Samaria away from Go mode over on... Well, Samaria and Flippers, I take that back. Sorry, we're Samaria and Flippers away from Go mode on Flipheal's side, but having that Ice Rod's gonna... That's a find.
Yeah, that is very much a difficult find. I mean,
and it's in the most common place. I feel like a lot of times for bad rando seeds there. You come back with a late mitts, and so you skipped hammer pegs. Of course, it's gonna be there.
Yeah,
I mean, qualifiers say so.
That's actually you're right. That's actually a very I won't say hot spot, but it certainly seems to be a common location for a terrible progression. But yeah, I think you're also correct. Oh my gosh, dude. Flipheal has really just made the right decision in terms of which chain items to go check, because we found Ice Rod and Hammer Pegs. We also just found Flippers here in K45.
Flipheal has found the route, I do believe.
Yeah, so you know what, we just needed to kind of pause what you were saying earlier for about 30 seconds, because now we are actually Samaria open mode, right?
Well, see what Zelga does here, because he just mirrored over. Is he gonna go south or is he gonna go north here? Because it's not like he's wasting time. He's being very good.
Did you just see what Flipheal picked up from Purple Chest? Holy cow! We have a race. Man, Zelga really at least faked me out. I thought he was gonna go north, but he is actually in fact doing Smith Chain. He is going to get his entire set of progression. We are officially suddenly in Go mode.
Yes.
on just this one chain. Holy
yes.
cow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This has gone very well for him. Zelga's going to be very happy. The question, the big question here though, is Zelga's sword is orange.
Yeah, where is Flipheal's offensive item gonna come from? So and as you said it earlier, the difference in this case between a Master Sword Silverless fight and a Tempered Silverless fight is on the order of like minutes in terms of time difference.
Yeah, I mean, not
to mention
if
all
you're
the
Flipheal
bosses.
Yeah, if you're Flipheal here, like you're hoping that the stories are true. The blue cane there is not gonna help you. Yep. You're hoping that the legends are true here.
Yeah, we're only looking for orange items at this point. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see. Like Flipheal he's gonna check that first chest. I would be stunned if he checked the compass chest here in the main room. I imagine it's just I'm going directly to the bosses. I will check those items on the way, and please give me a sword.
Yeah, I mean he does have all of upper GT. That's pretty on the way. He's got a couple of extra checks here in Swamp that's on the way. Maybe, as you said, maybe not compass chest. But he's also got like all of Turtle Rock too. Maybe GT Big Key is late. He'll have a good amount of GT. Like he has a lot of options, right, in order to go find another sword or silvers.
Yeah, no, he's probably gonna be. I mean, he's got a lot of things that can bail him out. I mean, we'll see. At this point, it is literally what is the seed going to give us? Because Zelga is in go mode now, basically.
Yes, that's right. The mirror transition.
Mhm.
Aside, yeah, he is definitely. Suddenly, we have 3 items basically up progression, just basically one after the other. So really good both on Flipheal and Zelga to basically choose correctly.
Shovel.
Yeah,
Not a
surely
sword, not a sword, and
you
not going to get
wouldn't.
checked at this point.
Yeah, you wouldn't go check it right after swamp, right? Like that's
No, you can't. I mean, like in Flipheal's mind, he's going. I'm racing. He knows who he's racing. Same thing, but this works on both sides. They know who they're racing. Dear God, I can't make any extra checks at this point. I just can't.
that's also true. Oh,
Like,
heavy.
all right, wow, we've had duplicates here. Yep, this is one.
Oh,
We're gonna
wow.
see it. He's got to do this. It's the best way, honestly. Well, not the best
Yeah.
way, but it's a
Well,
it's
it
a
might be one of the
safe
best
way.
ways for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Zelga's gonna just be able to walk up with his sword and his cape and just go,
it's
all
just,
right,
yeah.
this is over now.
Yeah. I mean, like, we talk about like the sword difference between kind of being on Ganon. All these other boss fights, right, actually do matter quite a bit as well.
Mm. Yeah. I mean
Especially if
that lag from that Burna is it's substantial.
Yeah, and especially like for example, we're also we are probably missing an Argus or two, right? Potentially. So Temper Sword's also going to make a pretty big difference versus Master Sword.
Yep. There's a Trinex there that Flipheal is going to have an extra menu on. There's just all sorts of little things that it's going to eat into the small lead that Flipheal currently has. It's a small lead, but it's gonna be a hard one to keep. That is the thing. Just on sword difference alone. And this says nothing about Flipheal's execution. His execution is fantastic. It's just Zelga will be able to kill things faster. That's just the way it is.
When you have something that does twice as much damage as your opponent, like your kills are going to be faster. Yes, for sure. And yeah, I guess maybe also kind of like more minor things. Flipheal is gonna probably want to open more things along the way. You see Zelga even skipping waterfall chest, right? Every single chest opening is gonna be another 3 seconds. Zelga's just gonna save right over Flipheal.
Yep. It's crazy how like just little things like that are gonna add up real quick. There, Flipheal takes that south route there through that room under the spot as Zelga just throws on his cape. He doesn't have a lot of magic though, so this is not gonna work super great. Worked well enough.
Good enough. That's right.
Yep, good enough is good enough.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah, and there you go. There's the difference in boss kill time there for
that
for
would
the
mean
two of them.
ridiculously faster. Well, I mean, no, not like we're super ridiculously rare, but it's a very tangible difference in terms of time. For Zelga's boss kill for Vitreous versus Flipheal's. Again, as you said, like the Cane of Burnup versus the Cape, there's a humongous lag difference. There's a sword difference in terms of offense and damage. It's just really hard to compare, regardless in this case of how good your execution is.
Yeah, like right now, Flipheal's having to deal with getting through this first phase of Trinex here with Master Sword and Hammer. He's guaranteed at least a two lunge attack there like this. Zelga, he won't be able to get zero cycle by any means with this room the way it is here, but he could get a 1.
Yeah, right. And I mean, like, so unfortunately, the arena for Trinex is a little bit smaller than what it is in Turtle Rock, right? So you really can't do like much of anything. There's no room in the back door.
Yeah, there's no zero cycle on this guy.
Yeah, but yeah, again though, like Zelga's just gonna be able to slash the sword versus Flipheal is gonna have to, you saw him basically spam some of the rods a lot more, right? And especially for phase 2 of Trinex, Zelga's gonna get a quick kill because he is tempered. So.
Yep. And here we go. We're on to our final crystal of the day. It's Turtle Rock. Now, this is one time where the sword difference won't make a huge difference going through this dungeon. Hooray.
Yeah.
But
we have Fire Rod, half magic, yes.
But for Flipheal, it is, again, how many of these chests am I going to open? Is Laser Bridge even slightly interesting to me? And this is gonna be rough here. Okay, so Zelga hopping into his try next fight as well. Yep, and he doesn't have to do any sort of crazy switch in there. He can just quick swap over to his fire rod. And yeah, there you go. We're gonna get that one lunge. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, so right, so while Flipheal is already basically getting dead rock first, up on the mountain, he's gonna get through to the rock certainly probably faster than Zelga. Like the sword difference, is really that Zelga is really eating into Flipheal's lead at this point, and Flipheal, in order to basically more or less guarantee, or at least, have a better guarantee of his win, he needs like a pretty sizable buffer if there's going to be no more sword or silvers along the way.
Yeah, because I mean, we like that GT climb is another place where you feel the sword difference.
Oh,
like,
100%. Oh yeah.
There's enough going on, and credit to Flipheal, to be completely honest here. He's playing out of his mind right now. He's playing really well.
Good. The fact that you don't see a lot of hiccups, right, with Master Sword, I mean, just kind of goes to show you he is actually quite comfortable, and he's actually doing quite well with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just this. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in this. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, I'm actually just really happy that we've got an exciting race today.
Oh yeah. And again, keep in mind, like the difference between even just on the Ganon fight alone between Tempered and and Master Sword is substantial. Like we're talking like on the order of like minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is gonna be a ton of fun. This is just going to be a ton of fun here. And I would say, if you guys are enjoying watching these two guys race, you should probably just, follow their channels, because they do this sort of thing often. And they are, as you can see, very good at what they're doing. And, you should probably go and tell them that. And follow SpeedGaming too, because, they're the ones who are actually putting on all of these matches for you guys to watch.
Yeah, it is a tournament season. SpeedGaming, I think, has been restreaming Link to the Past Randomizer for many seasons now. So,
yeah, that's where I found it back in the day here, and now I've been here for so long.
We're so happy to have you, dude.
Well, thank you, Clear Mouse. As always,
it's very comfy to have you here.
I'm happy to be around here on a Saturday morning here talking to you. So this is good. All right, Flipheal having to go to the lava chest to get the big key, which forces Zelga to come to the lava chest to get the big key. So there's no time, time there. Flipheal.
Oh my
there you go. He got there. He got there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So does this mean actually that Flipheal and Zelga are gonna be forced to go outside?
Yep. Okay. There is no.
Yeah. So that's actually So that's actually very good for Flipheal, right? He wants the same. Like he doesn't want to give Zelga basically like the option potentially to skip some content.
Right. Exactly. And the big thing here is like just say there's a sword here in the big chest, right?
Yeah.
Flipheal would have skipped that 100%. If there's this. Now that chomp actually causing Zelga to have to wait a minute there.
Zelga's
very
like,
cool
it's like a game of chicken,
Move.
Chomps.
Move. Anyway. All right, now the question for Flipheal is, does he feel like he needs to make an extra check, or are we just gonna go for it? All right, we've got that. We're gonna have to go to lava. We're gonna have to go to Laser Bridge anyway. So yeah, another thing that it just does not matter.
Yeah, and I certainly and again, like kind of depending on where the small key is, right? I think Flipheal wants it to be the very last check, right? Zelga wants it to be the very first check because he is out of there once he gets the small key.
Yep. I mean, Flipheal honestly could probably. I mean, if you've already gone into Laser Bridge, it's very easy to talk yourself into just, alright, I'm just going to get all of them.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, though. Here we go. Chest number 1. That's going to be a compass to who cares. And next one is nothing. And key at number 3. Do you go for that last one? Yeah, if you're Flipheal, you go for that last one. 100%. Gets a heart container there, so 14 hearts for Flipheal. Uh, I don't think we know what the boss is here, but Argus, Blind, sound, Mothula sound very likely.
Yeah, we haven't seen because we saw what two Moldorms and two Vitreiuses, right?
And two
I think those
Landmo.
and two Landmos. Yeah, so we are completely and one Trinex. Yeah, so we're kind of completely out of
Yeah.
all these bosses.
Flipheal to the autopilot there, walking into the Trinex room with his ice rod out, ready to ice rod Blind, and then realizing, oh right, yeah, about that. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of dancing here and maybe throw on the blue cane. No, not going to. Just gonna slash him to death. All right.
He's got, he's got 14 hearts. He's gonna, he's like, I picked up the last one on Laser Bridge. I'm gonna, make use of it.
I wasn't worried about him dying by any means. I was just thinking, if you're in Flipheal's shoes there, you might just throw that cane on just to hold it on him, so you make sure you get that hit at the earliest possible scenario.
Very, very good point, actually.
Yeah, because you get pinballed by a couple of those fireballs here. You're not gonna die. You're just losing time. Yeah, but either way, Flipheal is through, and he's having to cane through these guys because he still doesn't have anything else. I'm seeing a bunch of people throw numbers in chat. You guys are having a fun guessing game. Y'all do your thing here. We're gonna watch the race.
Yeah. Well, I think they were guessing how many crystals it takes to open up GT. What do you think? I saw a couple sevens in there, so I think those guys
are 21s. That's really
a lot.
good.
You know what? Maybe we should have clarified. We're only counting full crystals, not crystal shards. Okay.
Exactly. It's important. All right. So here we go. We're gonna go through. Flipheal starting on the right side. Zelga into his blind fight right now, and gonna get two keys on the right side.
Okay. All right, we are going to Compass Room.
Yeah, we are. This is one of those times where we talk about the realm of GT routing here. GT routing would be a huge deal here. Now Zelga taking a few shots off of those heads there. I mean, not gonna die, but that didn't feel good. 7th crystal for him though.
Yeah, but you know what? He did make very good use of that fire shield. So.
Yeah, there you go. Here, all right, Flipheal, that's a way of getting through that.
It's nice. Talk about you talk about Flipheal's execution. Like he is, as you said, he is very on his game today. Like he knows he needs to bring his A game in order to potentially take down his victory over Zelga.
All right, well, nothing on the right side here. Now it's going to be a big question of what exactly is Zelga's route in here. Is the key going to be on the left side? Zelga is opening the tower right now. Flipheal is running to the left side. Not going to do the torch because that's 10 arrows here. For those of you playing the game, there, that it would be chest number 6, and that's 7 through 11 coming up.
Yeah, oh man. And this, again, like GT routing, as you said, certainly can make a pretty big difference. It's going to be less variant because Flipheal did find 2 small keys in Hope Room. So not going to be as punishing. But Zelga looks like he's going to go to Stalfos Room first.
All right, we got some clothes. Silver arrows!
Silvers! Suddenly, the gap for execution on Ganon doesn't seem as bad from Flipheal. He's probably really happy, but those silvers are certainly quite good for Flipheal. For Zelga is like 30 to 40 seconds difference maybe. Right?
Well, here's the bigger thing. Here's the bigger thing for Zelga is that he's gonna do the kind of left right left.
Yeah.
Dark Magician. Yeah, Stalfos Room first. Now this is a huge deal because this is going to gain Flipheal this is the best possible situation for Flipheal. He did right first. He's gaining almost this can be up to almost a minute depending on where this big key lands. GT routing might actually be I don't want to say saving Flipheal, but it's going to be a big deal here.
Yeah, it certainly has benefited in this case. As there's been a lot of debate, of course, for which route for GT takes, but this Flipheal is going to demonstrate that this route, assuming it's not in Tile Room, which is in Rando Room, is going to be faster than going to Stalfos Room first.
All right, here we go. But yeah, it's so Flipheal up starting his climb at 118.10. We'll throw that up there on the board here. So there's going to be about a 2-minute difference with that. We're now into the point where, here, I would probably be switching over to those. There you go, yeah. I was about to say, it's like, Flipheal, you're using some standard arrows there, bud?
No, it's a flip. Yeah, this is this 125 muscle memory kicking in, for NMG, right? We don't have silvers in NMG, but, obviously his mimics were still quite good.
Honestly, this is going to be a fun climb to watch. Man, that was a beautiful switch room here.
You can tell Flipheal is, he's been grinding as an MG. We're just going to ignore that room for a sec. We still got through the bridge, but yes. Okay, so we are going to see a little bit of a difference in the no tempered sword here for the gauntlet. Flipheal, so he's showing using the Master Sword does not kill all the Zyzacs in one shot, so we're going to be a bit more creative, but he does have the fire on half magic, so certainly going to use that to his advantage to try and kill everything.
Okay, looking at the time here, trying to see the time once Zelga walks up the stairs to start his climb. Flipheal, you're having a pretty good gauntlet, considerably.
He's doing quite good, for being only on Master Sword, right? The Fire Rod is a little bit slower in terms of you have to work for the burning animation as well, but Flipheal has done a very good job.
All right, and here is our friend Cold Stare. We're going to have our Cold Stare in this room right now. I think that means that our little friend Fire Shooter down there in the bottom is not going to be active. So we're looking at about... Oh, never mind. There he is. He's active. He's being annoying. Nope, he stopped being active. All right. He just got one off to say, hi, you remember me? I'm a jerk.
Flipheal needs to be a little... Well, he does have a potion, I think, as opposed to... Yeah, but he doesn't actually want to use it. He has blue mail too. So.
Yeah, so we're looking at about a minute and 40 seconds currently between the two runners here, because Zelga started his climb at about the 119.50, so it's about a minute 40 between these two. It's going to come down to how fast Flipheal can get through his Ganon fight, really, I think.
Yeah.
Depending on what's up here. There are 4 more checks up here, but I imagine Flipheal checks 2 of them.
Mini Helma left. That's
maybe
Mini
Helma left. You think?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, Mini Helma left versus Mini Helma. It's kind of like left shark and right shark, right?
Well, Mini Helma left makes sense.
One is,
Oh, yes, that's no. Mini Helma left is my chest. I'm calling that as my chest right now.
Okay, all right, your chest.
Yeah. That chest has gotten me silvers so many times.
Perfect.
So,
maybe we can
it's
get
all
gold.
good.
Maybe we can get gold arrows here.
All right, are we going to go for all of them? Yeah, Flipheal's just going to check them all. This makes sense.
Okay.
All right.
We have reached the 200 rupee mark. Oh,
I got a shield.
Yeah, we got a bomb. Oh my gosh. Well, so both Flipheal and Zelga are going to be ending on fire shield, at least.
Yeah, that means success here. Can we get a mirror shield?
Yeah.
No, all right. Just a piece of heart. Flipheal maybe is going to be stuck on this. Now, how fast can Zelga get through this? Oh, man, look at that corner trap.
Look at this. I know, look at this. Look at this tempered textbook flip of Cold Stare fight. No pun intended here. Yeah, I mean, like, oh my gosh. Wow.
God, that was a stellar commentary, I know, but I mean, that was about all I could get out right there. That was real close. All right, so Flipheal got the mask off, pops the silver arrow in. Nice. He is
very
safe.
Well done. We got a a transposed left arm from Elmasaur.
All right, final chest. Okay. No, Flipheal is gonna have to pull this off on a Master Sword. This is gonna be pretty crazy right now. So here he goes. We're gonna take that. Oh, look at that beautiful dash.
Who needs the cape, man?
No, but not Flipheal. Man, just
Flipheal
going for it.
Flying. Oh my god, Zelga, man, his execution is so good.
Yep. Oh no. This is there was a reason why when you asked me, hey, do you want to do Flipheal and Zelga, I was like, yes.
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 You are sitting, by the way, for an execution battle at the end. We got go mode in 3 basic successive checks. In Smith Chain, and now here we are. Oh my gosh, dude.
All right, we're going for bomb strats over here on Zelga's side. That makes sense too, because this guy sucks. We're just gonna huck bombs at him because you don't need bombs anymore.
Oh, looks like
Ah,
he actually was not quite all the way there.
wow! Oh,
Yeah,
the
one.
one extra. Oh no! Oh,
Oh
we've
no,
got.
go Zelga!
Ooh,
Oh,
okay, he's all right.
holy
That
frick,
that got
dude.
that got silly very quickly. And all right, Flipheal dropping into Ganon here. I think this is going to be a big enough lead, honestly. Well, let's find out though. Here,
Mhm.
Flipheal's got to do a lot of spinning in these first two phases.
Yeah,
Uh,
it kind of depends on where Ganon ends up warping, right? So he can get some pretty friendly patterns, and that Flipheal
that's
can get a
not one of
lot.
them.
Yeah, right.
That is though. That's a very good spice. All right, so oh no, dropped an input there. All right, it's gonna lose a little bit. Okay, has been counting there. Still on the phase one. You can see there's a bit of nerves in there.
Yeah, I was actually
Um,
just gonna ask you. You think tournament nerves might be a thing, especially when Flipheal was staring down Helma and the Molten 2 spot?
oh my God, I still don't know how he didn't fall there.
Mhm.
All right, so we're into phase two on Flipheal's side here. That is not the best place to end up being. All right, he's gonna get the
Yeah,
double there. Can he get out? He's just gonna take some damage
please.
here. Pop a
Yes, drink a
potion, yeah.
potion, please.
Yeah. All right, because Agatu is down on Zelga's side. We are into this. We're still not into phase three
Oh
yet.
my gosh. Oh my
Flipheal
god.
is.
This is gonna be a photo finish.
This is gonna be real close. Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
mean,
and oh my gosh. Yeah.
that
These bats
should
are
do it.
popping.
All right, we're
Yeah,
into
okay.
phase three. This is good for Flipheal now.
Zelga needs that 1-1.
Yeah. No. If Zelga gets the one-on-one, this is gonna tighten this up considerably, even more than it already is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keep
All
in
right.
mind that Flipheal space for Ganon, even though he does have silvers, could be actually a little bit slower, just
It's
because he's
gonna.
gonna have to, it's a little bit awkward in terms of execution, right?
Oh
You gotta
yeah, you
spin,
gotta stun him with a spin. That's not a fun time.
and then how many cycles is it gonna be? Maybe 4?
All right, phase three for Zelga right now. Okay,
So
up Flipheal,
close.
waiting, biding his time, getting him lined up. This
Oh,
should
this
be a
might be a
double to
double.
win, and that's gonna be it. Get your GGs into chat there
Amazing.
for Flipheal, assuming he doesn't press up until the sword is in the air. Yes, that is GGs there for
I
Flipheal.
cannot
Go
believe.
ahead. Yeah, get
Yeah,
your GGs into chat there
huge,
for Flipheal.
huge
That's
GGs for
amazing.
Flipheal for making it through. Taking on besting Zelga in this best of 3 series on
And
a what is a photo finish on Master Sword Silvers.
And get your GGs in for Zelga, who's
Oh.
right behind him here. Sword in the air as well. That's incredible here. It's going to be about a 20-second difference between these two
Amazing.
runners.
Mhm.
Amazing. Great times there.
Huge GGs, both the Flipheal, both the Zelga. I mean, like they play their hearts out today.
Yeah, no, that was just probably one of the more entertaining races that I've had the pleasure of doing in forever. Absolutely amazing here, and it looks like our runners are making their way into the commentary booth. GGs to both of you. GGs to Flipheal. GGs to Zelga. That was so much fun on this side. I imagine for you guys, you maybe feel a little differently, but that was so much fun for us.
Huge GGs, guys.
GG's Flip. I'm glad to hear it was fun.
Yeah, GG's. Heck of a seed.
So, why didn't you guys do Smith Chain earlier?
Yeah, didn't you know that there were going to be 3 items, all of progression?
I mean, I felt really bad getting the mids almost as soon as I left Death Mountain, because that was like, if I had just reversed it, the order, and I just committed, I would had the mirror so much earlier, and I probably would have done the Smiths. But in that situation, it unlocked Meyer. I was like, yeah, I'm missing 3 things. At least one of them is going to be in Meyer. Let's just go for it. So apparently, you just do the wrong things.
I mean, yeah. Today was not a day to go Independence. Apparently,
Oh, you got a sword out of Eastern, I guess.
did get a sword out of Eastern. That is correct. And for Flipheal, that was a very important sword, considering
Yeah,
you
very,
only ever
very
found
necessary.
2. Right. I mean, wild, man.
Yeah, and I don't know. I got mitts. Felt pretty late to me because I went to the mountain early, and then I felt confident going to pod Eastern, getting the pod compass, and then when I saw boots, I was like, oh no. And then yeah, I don't know. I just basically did Mire Shed into the mountain, and then I think my idea, pretty much, I was gonna do King's Tomb with Graveyard Ledge if I had to, because I don't know. Yeah, I didn't feel good getting boots as when I did, and then like doing Back of Thieves and Hera basement for nothing. So this was a rough one.
How happy were you when you saw silvers in GT?
Pretty happy, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it
usually
was-
there's something in there, right? Like a sword or silver, just usually there's something in there. Yeah, well, it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, like, I think Dave's also commented on this, like, throughout the seed, but you guys played extremely well, like, just in terms of execution. I mean, sometimes, decisions don't always go, sometimes they favor, one person's, routing decisions, but, I mean, in terms of, like, what you had, the execution was really quite good, like, the gauntlet, all of GT, like, your boss fights, especially, for handling Vitreous, especially for you, Zelga, with no swords, going into, what was it, the back of pod or something like that? That was crazy.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I think I did better with the hammer than I would have done with fighter sword spins. I was really happy with that fight. So
It's just stand at the top left and just keep hitting the button until they die and dodge every single eye that comes towards you. It was pretty incredible, dude.
yeah, I was really happy with that fight. Like I was wondering if it's possible, because at the end I knew that if Flip didn't do basically the same things I did, I had no shot because of that Mire, Hera basement, things like that. But I was thinking back, and I was like, it's very possible you might not even go to Dark Cross for the bow early. You might not have great equipment for Vitreous. Maybe I have a little bit of an edge there, but no, Flip's too good, man.
I actually so did you rush Vidi, I guess?
Yeah, when I got the big key on right side, I just went straight back.
I was tempted, but I was like, let me do the back in the off chance there's, just something better. So I had at least, Master Sword for that fight. It was still a rough fight, but
I mean, both of you guys had to do some crazy stuff. Now, Flip, I've got to ask you, how did you not fall off on Moldorm 2? Like you were DOA, but I mean, I'm seeing that, and somehow you magically don't fall off the platform there.
If I had to contribute to anything, it's the million Moldorm NMGs where I just can like somehow get back out of nowhere.
Fair enough, but
The best is when you get back and then he just hits you off again anyway.
He's just like, did I not tell you the first time? Oh man, yeah, no, guys, I mean, I know that this was maybe a little bit more rough on your side than it was for us, but I mean, yeah, still, I mean, it was kind of a fantastic side for us to watch for sure. So Flipheal, you're moving on there. Any ideas who your next opponent's gonna be?
I looked at some point and I've totally forgot, so take another look. But yeah, I was just one hurdle at a time, because Zelga's a fantastic runner. I was definitely the underdog here, so I'm pretty good, but Zelga's really good. Like our second race, like I basically had to make no mistakes, and I just a couple small things here and there added up to like 4 minutes. So it's just like I knew this was had to play really well, and hope maybe he just skips some part of the route somewhere. So shucks, so we can't both go on, but GG's, man.
Yeah, big GG's. I don't know how much you can say you're the underdog when it's a higher seed, But I mean, and like seriously, like your NMG times, the rando you do play, like I've seen your results. You are an amazing runner, so I don't want to feel like there was some sort of a big execution gap or here something. There wasn't. Like, I mean, our seeds were like what, 2 or 3 apart. So
Yeah,
I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. And There's no shame losing this either. Like, I'm very happy to have gotten as far as I did. Just making brackets is amazing against the type of runners we have in this community now. And going game 3 against Flip and being within 20 seconds here at the end. And of the 5 modes, I would probably say that our series consisted of my 3rd, 4th, and 5th picks of the modes. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with how this went. Obviously, I would have preferred to move on, but I can't really complain about how this has gone.
Yeah, and just this is my first this is my first time getting past top 64, so that was that was really just what I was trying to do here. Obviously, winning over anybody is good, but yeah, to get further than I ever have is feels really good. So
yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it, and I'll be pulling for you going forward.
Yeah, you guys. Oof. Yeah. So sorry, Clemens. You were gonna say?
Oh no, I was actually just saying, like, as what I also really admire actually about a lot of members of the community, especially against even actually just you two, like tonight, displaying such good sportsmanship. Like, it is just like very heartwarming. Like the skill level is so high, and you actually just really like to be able to watch, like people like you guys, because even at the very end, regardless of kind of what happens to the results, everyone is very cordial and very sportsmanlike. So, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's always good to see good people moving on. Flipheal's good dude. I'll be pulling for him.
yeah, I don't know what it is. Just, I don't know. Like these bracket races, they're not that like other races aren't exciting, but like this I don't know. I was just super excited for all this. So I don't know. It's just probably the most fun I've had in Rando in a while. Not that like I don't have fun, but I was taking a break for like some like NMG. So this has been really fun.
Your NMG has shown, right? We got to see some Bo Lanmos in Eastern. That was pretty cool.
Oh my god, I missed the 3 cycle. It was terrible.
We also did. So it looks like you also did the switch thing in Upper GT, right? With the like right after Mimics 2.
Oh, that arrow
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
Couldn't do Bitey Turtles, unfortunately. Maybe next time.
I will say, Flip, you did make Clear Mouse one of the happiest people in the entire world when you pulled out the bow Lanmo there.
Yeah, see, you know what? It was all worth it for you not to
squealing, absolutely squealing with happiness there. It's the happiest I've ever heard her.
Awesome. I'm glad to make people happy. Bow Lanmo, best Lanmo.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't believe, Zelda, you would make the decision to go to Thieves Town early and get your boots and the fire rod, and then you had to, you had another option to that otherwise you had the bow.
I entered the room on the bow. That's good enough.
Yes, that's what matters here. Our intentions, correct? Yes. But definitely big GGs to you guys. Like I said, I mean, like, yeah, Days Ascend multiple times as well. I mean, you guys played such a good race. You guys played so well, right? And just sometimes it happens in Rando, right? Sometimes decisions can just lead to more time differences. Yeah, best of luck moving on. Days, or not Days, Flipheal.
I got knocked out a while ago.
And then yeah, Zelda, definitely you get a chance to as you said, kind of like cheer the rest of the bracket on, and then I really certainly hope to see you. You have also AD keys going on as well, right?
Yeah, I've actually got an AD keys race tomorrow. So.
Oh, it is tomorrow. Okay. Oh yeah. You're still quite the busy man. So.
Yeah, guys. I mean, other than that, I mean, if there's anything you guys want to add here before we start pushing people towards the other channels, other races?
I would just say GG's again, Flipheal. Thanks for a great series. I feel like all 3 of these races were pretty close. And best of luck going forward. Thank you, Clear Mouse. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Lady Laura Linda. Thank you, SpeedGaming. Thanks for having us.
Yep, pretty much the same things. GG's against Zelga. Fantastic races and, comms, restreams, tracking. So it's always nice to put on a show. Much appreciated.
Well, much appreciated to you guys for actually, doing the hard work here in this. We get to sit here. But yeah, anyway, moving on here. We got a little bit of coming up here in, well, oh wait, no, that's tomorrow. Never mind. All right, I was about to say, I was like, this is going to be, I guess, the last race of the day. It does look like, if I'm reading that right here, don't see anything more on the Friday night schedule here. So, but if you guys are interested in finding out a little bit more about, you know, what races are scheduled and stuff, make sure to go ahead and follow the Speed Gaming network of channels there, because there's been a lot. There will continue to be a lot of races posted on there with a lot of very, very, very talented runners, and you know, some people willing to describe what goes on with all of this. Again, if you're interested in helping out with Speed Gaming here, this is basically run on volunteer power. So if you want, go ahead and, you know, start posting a couple of queries there, and you follow a couple links in chat there, they can get you pointed in the right direction and can start having you help out with everything else that goes on here. Big shout outs, as always, to Lady Laura Linda doing all the tracking behind the scenes for us, who, you know, I knew she would be here. Yeah, Clear Mouse. Thanks for reminding me that this was happening.
Oh yeah, no, always a pleasure, Days. I'm super happy to hear you, and thank you so much again, Lady Laura Linda. She is one of our best trackers. So, and yes, and of course, big thanks to Flipheal and Zelga. You guys are the stars of the show. Really, really glad to be able to let us be able to restream you guys. So, Flipheal, best of luck. Moving on to brackets. Days, let's find another race to do.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, I got one, and we'll talk in a minute.
All
right,
all right. Everyone else, have a great rest of your night, or you know, or rest of your day if you are on the other side of the world from Rando.